to it. I want to zoom out for a second to a national level. Anabela Bonada is on the line, Managing Director, Climate Science, Intact Center, Climate Adaptation. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming back on the show. Remind folks about the Intact Center and all the great work you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. At the Intact Center, we really focus on bringing tools, guidance to residents, communities, businesses, governments on how to reduce their risk from flooding, wildfire, and extreme heat. We focus on those three because flooding happens across Canada. It's the costliest hazard. Wildfire is increasingly becoming so as well, and we're starting to see it in new areas across the country that didn't experience it before. And extreme heat is a real threat to our health and our livelihood. Worldwide, we're seeing an increased number of deaths occur to extreme heat. So that's why we have chosen these three perils to really focus on to help Canadians protect themselves.
Yeah, I mean, the last time you were on, it was we were in wildfire season here, and that's not something I used to say out loud on the radio. We were in wildfire season, but you're on talking about you folks have climate-ready infographics that you put out as well. I'm just curious, like, as we're pushing into 2026, where's your head at for what's coming and the work that you're doing?
I'm really concerned. I generally live a life of concern because of this, but we already know from Environment and Climate Change Canada that 2026 is set to be one of the hottest years on record. We're having quite a bit of drought occur in parts of the country that see a lot of wildfire activity. So interior BC hasn't had as much snow as they should, parts of Alberta. So my concern is that we're going to have another active wildfire season. I think that fire chiefs across the country are starting to see that as well. So we know that the problems are coming again. It may be hard for some of us to believe. We've had a super cold winter in many parts of the country. But if we look to South America, to Australia, they're having incredibly intense summers, really hot weather, and really intense fire seasons. And it's just kind of showing us what's coming. So now is the absolute perfect time to be having this conversation on how to prepare for that.
Yeah. So then for the last look ahead there, for if we're talking about climate resilience, bridging adaptation science with action, what's your advice for people here in Newfoundland and Labrador as we look ahead in 2026 and also just for folks across the country?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you mentioned, last time that I was on, we were talking about wildfire, and that's not common for you guys out there. So start to think about risk as something that can become more common in your area. Each year will vary. Each year will be different. And we don't really know where things are going to hit. So prepare now. So when we talk about wildfire, it's actually pretty easy. Really focus on what's really close to your home. So the perimeter, 1 meter to 1.5 meters away from your home. Keep that area clear. Now's the perfect time to move away your wood pile. Make sure that when the snow starts to melt, you keep the lawn mowed. You cut back tree branches a little bit, just up to 2 meters from the trees, and then clean out your gutters, which will help both with wildfire risk, but also flood risk. So this is also a flood season that's coming our way when we see the snow melt. Sometimes we have rain happen before the snow has melted. So flood preparedness can also be just as simple. Look around your home as well, extend downspouts, make sure that water has somewhere to go that's not your basement, and test your sump pump. This is a perfect time of year to test it, make sure it's working. So if floods do occur, you have better chances of keeping that water out of your basement.
Anabela Bonada, thank you so much again for, as always, coming back on the program.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Adam.
Cheers. All right, Anabela Bonada there with the Intact Center on Climate Adaptation.